Welcome to Chats with a Nurse, where we sit down and ask our nurses questions around pregnancy, body literacy, sexual health, and general women's health. Hey girl, today we're talking all about how we can prevent STDs or STIs, and because they're preventable. And today, Nurse Tracy is here to help break that down for us, how we can protect ourselves and our partners and our peace of mind in all that. So absolutely. Let's start here. Like, why is it important to prevent STIs?
Absolutely. A lot of them you can have an STI essentially, you can get one, and sometimes they can lead to long-term side effects, infertility, like chronic problems. And nobody wants a chronic bad medical problem.
Right.
And then sometimes you don't even know that you have them is another piece of it. So the prevention is important because essentially you don't want to get one. You don't want to be passing it unknowingly to other people that could lead to long-term bad, health effects.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some of the best ways somebody can protect themselves from getting an STI?
Sure. Absolutely. So there's many things that you can do to help prevent getting one. Some of them include decreasing the amount of sexual partners that you have. The more partners you're exposed to, the more likely you are to get an STI.
Right.
So limiting your partners, always using a barrier like a condom. There's male condoms, female condoms. So you have options, but using a barrier in place is it's a good way to prevent STIs. It's a good way to prevent pregnancy. So it's great protection on both ends.
Yeah.
There's certain vaccines that can help protect you as well.
Okay.
The HPV vaccine and hepatitis A and hepatitis B vaccines are important because you can pass all of those things through sexual contact. And again, sometimes you can get them and not have symptoms for a while and be carrying around this disease.
Right.
Some other things that you think about are being tested regularly. That way you're aware of, if you've been exposed to some new partners, being tested to make sure you haven't contracted an STI. And then asking your partner too, like, have you been tested? So having a conversation with your partner is also important.
Yeah. And it's okay to ask your partner also to be tested or to know what their status is.
Absolutely.
Beforehand, yeah.
Absolutely. That's just protecting yourself and having good self-respect.
I think a myth that I've heard around prevention is that birth control can prevent STIs, but that's actually not true, right, Tracy?
It's not.
No.
Birth control can help prevent pregnancy, which is great if that's your goal, to prevent pregnancy. But birth control does not help prevent STIs. It does not. Yeah. So that is a myth. Abstinence, so not having sex, is the number one way that you can prevent them, because if you're not having sex, you can't get an infection that's passed through sex. So
So Tracy, you mentioned about sexual contact. So what are some different ways, or kind of tell us, what does that mean? Because I think there's some myth around, like, if you only do certain types of sexual contact, you can't get STIs.
Absolutely. So sexual contact can be spread through vaginal sex. It can be spread through anal sex, oral sex. Those are all ways that you can pass an STI to a partner. So any of those avenues, any of those ways you are having sex, even sharing a sex toy has the potential of spreading an STI. It's a lower, but there is a possibility.
Risk.
There's risk there. So you've got to be careful in all of those avenues. Yeah.
It's good. It's good to know. So how can someone start a conversation with their partner about using protection or maybe even to get tested or something? How can somebody kind of navigate that?
Yeah, absolutely. It can be an uncomfortable conversation to have, but you kind of have to be selfish thinking in this, because if you kind of think, oh, this is an embarrassing thing to talk about, and you don't have the conversation, then really you're the one that has a possibility of, not taking care of yourself by not asking the questions. So I think it's important to kind of maybe practice that conversation ahead of time, kind of have a game plan. I think being direct is the best the best way. Sometimes when you're having a hard conversation, just being direct about it. Hey, have you ever been tested for sexually transmitted infections? Okay. When was the last time you were tested?
Yeah.
Have you had any new partners since you were last tested? Those are all important things to ask, because anytime somebody has a new partner, you've got a new exposure and a possibility of contracting a new infection that you could pass along. So.
Yeah. So STI prevention, we're taking care of our bodies.
Yes.
We are taking care of our futures, our peace of mind, all those things. Because we all deserve to feel safe, to feel educated and informed, and don't hesitate to ask questions. Ask your provider, ask us, because that's how you can be safe and to know your status. So thanks, Tracy, for helping us break that down, and we're here for you.
Yes.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.